My name is Tom Pear. I'm a 30-year resident of Fairbanks, Alaska. I joined the Marine Corps in 1971 right out of high school and got stationed in Adak, Alaska, and was not quite the Alaska I was looking for, so I decided someday I would have to come back. The opportunity came around 1981, loaded up everything that I owned with my wife Wendy and headed to Alaska. We decided we weren't just going to drive to Alaska. We were going to make a 1-month trip out of it, and we basically zigzagged all over the country and hit as many national parks and national monuments and great things to visit on our way. I was able to take photographs of some of the most amazing places that I probably won't get to visit again, and definitely honed my photography skills doing that. In New Hampshire, I couldn't get lost. I could go in any direction and I know I would hit a road or a landmark eventually. But in Alaska, you just leave Fairbanks and you can get lost real easy. So it's easy to get inspired when it's so close to where you live. A lot of people will wow when they look at some of your photographs and go, wow, how did you capture that? And you're almost embarrassed to tell them that you just got to sometimes be at the right place at the right time. If you don't get out, you're not going to get the photographs that you want. Everybody who claims to be photographers, at least, loves to take the scenics and the wild animals, which I do too, and I love it. But there's also a lot of history in Alaska, and some of the old mining equipment has a life of its own when you take the time to actually stop and look at it and take photographs of it. And one of my favorite things is when organics get involved with old rusty machinery, where a flower pops through an old rusty track or a moss is growing on a cable drum. There's a lot to see up close if you just take the time to stop and look at it. HDR is something that actually has been around a long time. Even darkroom photographers did dodging and burning to change the contrast ratio of their photographs. But now it can be done digitally and a lot easier with a little more control, and it allows you to take multiple photos of the same image, usually from a tripod so that you don't have alignment problems, and blending those images together so that you get the best detail in the highlights and also detail in the shadows to give you a really nice, more natural contrast ratio, more of what the eye actually sees as opposed to what the camera is seeing when you look through the lens. Machinery equipment especially looks great in HDR because you can get every little rust pit, every little detail that's not always noticeable in a single photograph. I had been taking quite a few high dynamic range images of mining equipment at Pioneer Park, the old dredge out at Chattanooga, and just happened to stumble upon the truck over at Hometown Nursery out back. And I thought this would be a great photo opportunity because it's a really cool old classic truck. And I was able to go back and, weather permitting, had a good day, took the images that I needed to get this really nice high dynamic range image. A lot of times I'll do a high dynamic range image and I'll be really happy with it when I'm done as a photograph, but occasionally I'll look at something and I can see that it can be digitally altered into something totally different. The straight photograph doesn't give the truck justice, and I wanted to give it a more artistic look, but at the same time not lose that grittiness and that history of the truck. I wanted to see the detail, I wanted to see the rust, but not as dark as the original high dynamic range image. There was a time actually when I kind of got out of photography. It was making a transformation from film to digital. I got a little disillusioned with getting my photos back, usually always slides, and trying to scan them in and then work with them. The digital age brought me back again because I felt more comfortable with the camera. I felt like I could do more and I had more control over what I was photographing, not only on the scene and when I got back to my studio. Well, there's some amazing artists, and it's a small group of people that I think any artist would be just proud to be a part of. And so I submitted artwork, really not thinking that I had anything that was going to be stand out. So it was a great feeling for me to find out that my truck was picked as the poster for 2013.